Hey guys, we're talking about scatter plots today. A scatter plot is a type of graph that can tell you important information. So I'm going to be on page 42 in the book. I'm assuming that you already copied down the notes that I left in the previous assignment on Google Classroom. So the notes are super important to do first. If you haven't done them, you got to go back and do them. All right, so we're talking about scatter plots today, and I'm just going to go through the questions on page 42 to help you get familiar with them. So number one says list 3 ways a scatter plot can be used. 3 ways that a scatter plot can be used is to spot trends. We use them to draw conclusions. And we use them to make predictions. And this is all about data, okay? So data as in how many fans at the baseball game eat hot dogs. They might make a chart about that. How many cars park in the parking garage during the different seasons of the year. Any kind of data that a company is trying to do research on. That's what we're talking about. Number 2. Draw a scatter plot with 10 ordered pairs that show a negative relationship. So from your notes, you should remember that a negative relationship has the dots starting at the top and then going down toward the bottom. That's a negative relationship. So I'm just going to erase my little dots now so I can make 10 ordered pairs that show a negative relationship. Okay, so what I'm going to do is number my graph. Of course, that's like super important. And I'm trying to get my little lines to be the same distance apart, going sideways and going up. And remember, since I'm only technically using quadrant 1 right now, these are all positive numbers. So everything that I'm going to put on this graph is going to be positive. So I'm going to change to red, and then I'm going to start plotting. And my numbers are going to start with number 1, okay? And go up. And down here too, but I don't think I can write down here because it's too far to the bottom. So just pretend. You can label it on your paper, okay? All right, so we're going to do 1 through 10 on the bottom as well. And I'm just going to pick points. I'm going to start high up at the top, and I'm going to aim to go down toward the bottom right by the time I'm done making these points. So my first point is going to be 1, 10. So over 1 and up 10. My next point is going to be 3, 8, 4, and I could just go straight down in order, or I could kind of make them random. So notice that my X's are getting bigger, increasing, and my Y's are getting smaller or decreasing. That is the definition of a negative scatter plot. Okay? Okay, I paused so that I could write all those coordinate pairs down and plot them for you. So please pause the video if you need to copy these into your notes, which you do, so pause and do it. But you can see that now I have a negative correlation with this scatter plot. That means the points started high up on the left and they're going down toward the right. And you can see that they don't necessarily go down in a perfectly straight line. Some of them are kind of in line with each other, sideways or horizontally or vertically. So that's okay. That's what we want. That's what real data looks like. Okay? Well, let's keep going. Number 3. Name 3 types of relationships shown by scatter plots. So we just talked about one of them in the last problem. So there's positive relationships, there's negative relationships, and there's no relationship. So let me just briefly draw what each of those looks like. This was in your notes. So here's a graph, and if it's a positive relationship, the dots, and I'm too close to the top of the screen, so it's not going to let me go up any further, but the dots go up to the right. They start low on the left and they go up to the right. If it's a negative relationship, they start up here high on the left and they head down to the right. And if it's no relationship, it's a graph with just random dots everywhere. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going positive or negative, it's just they're everywhere. Okay, I'm back. So number 4 and 5 have directions. So let's read the directions together. It says, determine whether a scatter plot of the data for the following might show a positive, negative, or no relationship. Then explain your answer. So number 4 is hours worked and earnings, meaning the money that you earn. So hours worked versus money earned. So let's think about that. The more hours I work, the more money I make, right? So if I work more hours, I earn more money. What kind of a relationship is that? That is positive. The more I work, the more I make. Okay? Number 5. It says hair color and height. So let's think about that in the real world. Does hair color determine how tall you are? So for example, are all the blonde people very short? I'm going to go with no on that one because I've seen some tall blonde people. Have you seen tall redheads? Yeah. Have you seen short redheads? Yes. So hair color, does it have anything to do with height? No, it has nothing to do. So a chart for hair color and height might look something like this. It's going to be all over the place because it doesn't matter how tall you are. Your hair color could be anything. Okay? So this is no relationship. All right, remember, copy these down, take these notes. Let's move on to number 6 and 7. And your book should be open because we're actually going to use it for these next two. So number 6, the directions say, for exercises 6 and 7, use the table that shows the heights and grade point averages of the students in Mrs. Stanley's class. Number 6, make a scatter plot of the data. So what that means is I have to plot all these points on a graph. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to make it nice and big so I can see it well. And I have 2 things to graph. I have height and I have GPA. That means grade point average. That means, is there a correlation or a relationship between how tall somebody is and how good their grades are? That's what this information is going to show us. So number 6 says make a scatter plot. So I'm going to plot these points like coordinate pairs or ordered pairs. So you can see the first line has an ordered pair of 66 inches tall and a 3.6 GPA. That's my first ordered pair. I'm just taking it right from the chart in the book. So what I have to do first is I have to label my graph. So I'm going to label the inches going across the bottom and the GPA going up the side. And it doesn't start at 0 because obviously we're not talking about babies being in school. So when a graph does not start at 0, I have to do this little squiggly line that shows that I did not start at 0. Otherwise my graph will be called inaccurate and they won't use my data. So I'm going to start with the lowest inches I see is 59 and the highest is 70. So I'm going to start with 58 probably and just count by 2s. Maybe I'll count by 5s and start with 55. 55, 60, 65, 70. Okay. So because I didn't label my chart exactly with the inches that they used, I'm going to have to be careful when I plot my points. Just going to take a little more time to plot those points. All right, and then on this side, I'm also not starting at 0. Well, I think I will start at 0 on this side because GPA only goes up to 4.0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this would be a 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. All right, so my first ordered pair is 66. So I'm going to go over here to about where 66 is, and then up to 3.6. So there's my first dot. And I'm just going to keep plotting the rest of my points. So you do the same. Okay, I plotted all my points from that data that was in the book, that chart in the book, and I put it all on my graph. And this is my scatter plot. This is what it looks like. So now I'm going to go to number 7 and see what it's asking me. It says, does there appear to be a relationship between the scores? Okay, let's refresh our memories. Remember, a positive relationship goes up. A negative relationship goes mainly down. And then no relationship is just going to be random dots all over the place. So which graph does this most closely look like? I'm going to go with option 3. No relationship. Okay? So that's all for today. Make sure you take these notes down in your math journal, and I will see you next time.